San Juan Regional Medical Center is your community hospital, committed to making life better for the communities we are privileged to serve. In fact, better is our mission, improving lives through personalized health and care. What matters most to our patients matters most to us, offering a comprehensive range of inpatient, outpatient, and emergency care services so you can get the quality care you need right here at home. San Juan Regional Medical Center, celebrating life better here since 1910. KSJE is supported by Music in the Mountains, a world-class classical music festival based in Durango, Colorado, offering orchestra, chamber, and world music concerts July 7th through July 31st. This year, the concerts come to you with free mobile stage performances in the region, plus other unique venues throughout the area. Find out more at musicinthemountains.com. "11 minutes past 8 o'clock. It is Thursday morning, the 23rd day of June, 2022. Good morning, everyone. I'm Scott Michlin, and thanks for tuning in to KSJE 90.9 FM, over the air, of course, here in San Juan County. Everywhere else, you can tune us in at KSJE.com, and we welcome our viewers who are watching this community-supported visual radio station. The video is streaming out live this morning to the KSJE Facebook page, our YouTube channel, and our Twitter account. Coming up on the program this morning, we are talking with my guests from the San Juan County Partnership. We are talking about their upcoming conference next month. The Creating Cultural Harmony Conference is back, and we're glad that it is back. We'll talk more about that in the next few moments right here on KSJE. Next hour, Mick Hess will be here roving with the arts, and Mick is playing some music from the composer Amy Beach. That's coming up today at 9:06 on Roving with the Arts. Don't forget, we invite you to connect with us on our Instagram page in addition to Facebook and YouTube and Twitter. And if you're a podcast person, you can subscribe for free to KSJE Podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts. So check us out and subscribe and maybe discover a new program that you haven't heard before from KSJE. Outside our studios here at San Juan College, as we take a look at our weather cam, which is back up and operating. Blue skies and some mixed clouds this morning, but it's currently mostly sunny, 64 degrees outside our studios here at San Juan College. The humidity, though, is a bit high for our area at 74% because we're expecting maybe another chance of some scattered showers today. The forecast calls for maybe about a 40% chance of rain today with a high of 84 in Farmington, 61, and scattered showers still in the forecast tonight. Tomorrow, more chances for rain, 85 on Friday, 84 on Saturday, upper 70s Sunday and Monday, and still that chance of rain in the forecast, and overnight lows in the mid to lower 60s. So that monsoon pattern is still with us, which we're okay with. It's okay. We want the rain, so that's a good thing. Let me introduce my guests who are here with me this morning, as I mentioned, to talk about the San Juan County Partnership's Creating Cultural Harmony Conference. Anna Krutsky is here. She is Executive Director of the San Juan County Partnership. Good morning and welcome back to KSJE.
Good morning. I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
Good to have you here. Julie Smith is also here with us from the Partnership. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Scott.
Thanks for coming in and all the hard work that I know both of you are doing and more people are doing for this conference that's coming up. So let's start by talking a little bit about the idea behind the Creating Cultural Harmony Conference. It's something that we've had here for a long time, and it's great that it's back.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is our 20th year of the Creating Cultural Harmony Conference. It has been happening every other year since 1991. And we should have had, if we were on schedule,
right,
we would have had the conference last year in 2021. And
what was going on last year? I'm trying to remember. What was it that messed up everything in our world? Oh, yeah, the pandemic.
Yeah, so a couple of years of crazy, and you know, we had started the planning process, and then realized that things were still going to be really difficult to bring people together in person, and in spending time looking into what that would mean to put it together virtually, and having attended multiple conferences virtually, some very successful and some very not successful, and with our emphasis infrastructure and what we were able to do, we decided to wait a year. So we are bringing our 20th year in 2022.
There you go.
And it's on July 22nd.
Just like that.
22s.
See, there's some numerology at work there, I think. So that's great. Well, congratulations. And I know, like I said, we're glad to have it back. And it is coming up, as we should mention, on Friday, July 22nd, as you said, at the Farmington Civic Center, right?
That's right. So we are partnering with the city this year, and we are using the Civic Center. And one of the things that we really wanted to highlight this year was downtown. There's been so many beautiful changes that have been brought to downtown, and we wanted to bring as many people to enjoy what the changes that have been made, really appreciate all of the arts, and we'll talk a little bit more about that as part of this conference, and be able to give people an opportunity to eat downtown. And there's lots of restaurants and food trucks now, and so we really thought that would be a good location, and to hopefully expand it to the Four Corners. And we're working on advertising a little bit more extensively to draw counselors, social workers, anybody who's interested in who may need cultural CEUs, so continuing education hours for licensure, for prevention, or social work, or counseling, or LADAC, which are drug and alcohol counselors.
This would fit those requirements.
This would fit those requirements, and we will be issuing certificates.
Okay, very good. And so, Julie Smith, let me talk to you a little bit about your involvement with planning this conference and the theme, which is storytelling. And so talk to me a bit about that.
So the theme is celebrating cultural awareness through storytelling, and our mission was to, and I'll just read it straight from my page here, to increase cultural awareness and competency. And our vision is to emphasize positive interactions, understanding, and compassion within our community. We know the impact that stories have on our lives. Most of our history has been told vocally, passed down for generations through storytelling. We know the importance of storytelling on literacy and on that connection, so connecting people to each other. So we thought that would be a great theme, especially in light of the last couple of years where we've maybe not had as much connectedness as we have in the past. So through storytelling, we hope to make many more connections and increase our cultural awareness in this area.
Very good. And many cultures, I would say all cultures, have a storytelling component, really, as we look into them and learn about them and things like that, correct?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah. As soon as we had language as human beings, we had story, and story is how we learned, shared values, taught our children. And still to the, now, through story is how we tend to learn. And this is cross-cultural and has been around forever. So we thought it would be a fun and exciting way to really share this sort of the cultural diversity that we have in the Four Corners region.
Right. Very exciting. So tell me a little bit about who is coming to present at this conference and what they are bringing with them, what stories they're bringing.
So some of the highlights, our opening storyteller, because we're not thinking of it as a keynote, but more of an opening the day of storytelling, is Donna Lucero, and she's from All Faiths. She's the director of the Training Institute at All Faiths Children's Advocacy Center in Albuquerque. She's done a lot of training for the Prevention Network in New Mexico, and so we reached out to her. She's very dynamic. Even over Zoom, she's very dynamic, which is an amazing thing to happen.
That's a skill, right? That's a skill, definitely.
So to have her be able to come in person, it's going to be amazing. She's going to do our opening and then also a breakout session right after the opening, and it's attuned to rhythm, the roots of rhythm, regulation, and connection, and how rhythm and song and storytelling all combine to help us connect.
Very good. So
that's one.
That's one. That's going to be here, right?
Yes. And then we have 3 different breakout sessions after our main opener. And the breakout sessions range from, again, Donna Lucero, who's going to be doing Attuned to Rhythm. Mm-hmm. And then we have a couple of folks coming to do a wet felting demonstration. So telling the story of the Navajo churro wool and the history of and the importance of that in Navajo history and culture, showcasing hands-on wool and fiber products, and the participants during that breakout session, which will repeat after lunch, will be able to do a product themselves. They're going to make a pot holder. So it's going to be not just the storytelling, but some hands-on components as well, and they'll be able to leave with their own churro wool pot holder.
Okay.
So,
And that's presented by Aretta Begay and Franco Lee.
Okay.
Yes.
Very, very good. Excellent.
And then we have also during that session our ancestors' voices teaching us harmony, and that is Vicki Lopez and Jessica Chandler from New Mexico Firstborn, and their stories from the ancestors and how they contributed in creating cultural harmony through values and acceptances of other thoughts and beliefs. So again, focus on the storytelling aspect of.
Right. Very good.
The second session, another sheep to loom, the
Right.
wet felting, and then we have a collaboration from PMS and the Child Advocacy Center to do multidisciplinary team working with tribal agencies and the importance of reporting child abuse. So this, maybe not the storytelling aspect, but definitely the how to work and collaborate within different cultures.
Sure.
And then...
and that's so very important. Pardon me for interrupting, but I just want to say, I mean, even though it is certainly it's a serious topic as well, but it's so very important that these law enforcement and child advocacy and other groups are working together when there's these allegations that are being made about potential child abuse.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, part of the conference and part of our goals are to be sure that we are giving a well-rounded opportunity for people to pick what they're most interested in and what we see as important to bring to the community. The cultural CEUs are a requirement specifically for social workers in the state of New Mexico for licensure. And so being able to have 6 of those every 2 years for licensure renewal is really important. And so we wanted to make sure that we had enough of those, as well as really focusing on the prevention aspect, which is one of the foundations of our organization, and making sure that we are meeting those goals as well. So the combination of those elements is sort of gives the whole roundedness of the presentations that have been selected.
Very good. I was just going to say a well-rounded conference, which is what it sounds like you've put together. And so, and there's still more, isn't there?
There's still more.
Okay. What you got?
So during lunch, we're going to have a traditional storytelling session. We're not going to have a catered lunch for this event. We're going to utilize our downtown restaurants and food trucks, and folks will be able to go out and choose their own culturally diverse food.
Right. Within walking distance of the
Within
Civic
walking
Center, I
distance,
think you
yeah,
can find what?
there's-
Sushi and Thai and Japanese and
Traditional Navajo.
mac and cheese and
yeah.
burgers and whatever, pizza. It's all, you name it.
You name it.
The whole
you can
gambit.
get there. That's
Yes.
right. That's right. I know my downtown food. I do know that. So I'm happy to add to
Yes.
this conversation.
So folks will go and grab their lunch, and then they will come back and sit and enjoy Zuba, the griot storyteller, who will just tell traditional stories for an hour. And some interaction, some call and response type of stuff, but really just the joy of listening to a great storyteller. So we're really looking forward to the lunch session.
Right.
And then
Nice.
afterwards, we'll have one more breakout session that we'll have. So stories have the ability to cultivate empathy like nothing else, from Jessica Holiday. She's coming to us from Utah.
Okay.
And it's going to focus on Indigenous authors and how stories can cultivate, teach, and foster empathy. And then the Navajo Wellness Model from Randy John and Samantha Claw. And they'll talk about the whole Navajo Wellness Model, a journey with wellness and healthy lifestyle guided by the journey of the sun. And then our last one for that session is Growing in Beauty from Joanne Begay. and it's the Growing in Beauty program, talking about early intervention and how that is key in helping transition children 3 to 5 years old using culturally appropriate materials and the basic Dene language. So,
got it. Very good. A full day.
A full day.
Right, of stuff.
Right. So one of the things that in the past we have not had a full 6 hours worth. We've had 4.5 to 5 actual continuing education hours available.
Right.
And so the adding of the storyteller in the middle of the day during lunch that you can enjoy while you're eating your lunch is going to fill out that 6 hour requirement for
Gotcha.
all of the CEUs.
This is all by design.
This is
what
all
you're telling
by
me.
design,
Mhm.
exactly. And then at the end of the day,
Right.
at 4:30 when we finish up, we're going to be Flo Trujillo is going to do an art walk of all of the amazing city art that has been put up on multiple buildings in the community.
The Art in the Alley project,
Yes,
is that?
exactly.
Yes,
Sorry, I
exactly.
always
That's-
forget
No,
my
it's
language.
it's a great tour.
Yeah.
So
So
wonderful.
she will be guiding that tour at 4:30 at the end of the day for anybody who wants to participate. And then we're hoping people will stay in town, enjoy downtown, maybe go to dinner, enjoy
Right.
the parks. I do think that there may be other activities happening around in the community.
Like baseball.
Like
Like
baseball.
baseball.
Exactly.
Yeah.
maybe baseball.
So stay and enjoy and
Right.
really appreciate the diversity and all the amazing things that Farmington's bringing to the region.
There you go. My guest this morning from the San Juan County Partnership, Julie Smith is here, and Anna Krutsky is here from the San Juan County Partnership. And we were talking about their Creating Cultural Harmony Conference, which is coming up on July 22nd. It is open to everyone within the sound of our voices, I would say, who
Yes.
can get here on July 22nd. And so registration is open right now.
So registration is open. It's $45 for a full day if you need CEUs.
Mm-hmm.
If you just want to come and enjoy and you don't need those continuing education hours, it's going to be $10 for anybody. We really are trying to make this accessible to anybody who wants to come and enjoy.
Right. Very good.
And Julie will share, how to register.
How you can
Yes.
do that. Sure. Okay.
So
What's the
if
best
you,
way?
If you go to our webpage, sjcpartnership.org, you'll up in the top menu you'll see events, news and events. Click on that and you'll see the header for 20th Creating Cultural Harmony Conference. Once you land on that page, you'll see a link for the guide, the agenda, and all of the breakout descriptions, and then also a link to register. Once you click on the link to register, you'll see that there are 5 options. It may seem overwhelming at first, but in order to set it up the way we wanted to, you have to register for either the full day with CEUs or without CEUs, and then also register for each of your breakout sessions so that we have an accurate count, especially for the wool felting, because there's materials involved in that one. So we need to keep an accurate count of how many people are registering for those breakout sessions. So if you're going on to register, make sure you pick one of the full day tickets, and then also one from each of your breakout sessions.
Got it.
And they are labeled 1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
So I've gone on and done it a couple of times, and I am one of those people when I go, and Julie can attest to this, when I go onto a site, I tend to jump, and I don't always read all the directions, and it was actually not that hard.
Okay,
And
good.
if anybody does have any bumps or any confusion, don't hesitate to give us a call, and we will walk you through the process.
Okay.
Yeah, my contact information is right there on the page. It says if you have any trouble or you need any other information, just give me a call or send me an email, and I'll be happy to help.
Very good. So, Julie, it sounds like the registration has passed the ANA test.
It has passed the ANA test.
Okay. Well, that's a good thing, right? That's really important. So that's wonderful. And again, it's the July 22nd. And as you mentioned, that lunch is a little bit different maybe than some conferences. As you mentioned, it's kind of on your own. And
Yes.
so you
Yes.
choose where you want to go.
Yes.
And then you just pay for your own lunch and bring it back for that lunch session that you
Right.
described earlier.
Correct. Or if you would like, you can also bring your own lunch.
Good point.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
And one of the things that we're going to do is we're going to get the menus from Lock Street Eats.
Right. The new food truck pavilion downtown. Yes, exactly.
And with a phone number on it, and we will have those available in the morning so people can peruse those, make a choice, call it in, and have it ready. So that they don't
Wonderful.
have to wait as well. So that's another option.
Yeah, very, very good. Well, we're so excited that the conference is back and able to be held this year, and we're able to gather in person this year safely and certainly enjoy each other and learn about the cultural harmony. And, of course, this area is so rich in cultural diversity and harmony and living together and working together and playing together and all the things that we do. I mean, that's really what this conference has
Absolutely.
stood for the past
yes,
30 plus years.
Is celebrating. Absolutely. It's celebrating all of that, and, and whatever we can do to really shine a light on sort of some of the amazing components that are happening in our community, and remind people of, of what's happening and what's fun, and educate as well.
Sure. Well, there you go. Exactly. And we just have a couple minutes remaining. So before we run out of time, I did want to ask more about the overall work of the San Juan County Partnership, which I think also kind of magnifies this cultural harmony and, prevention, and talking a little bit about the work that you all do when you're not planning a big conference like this. But I know the work continues
absolutely
year round.
Yes, we are doing a lot of work with our substance use prevention programs, because we have several right now so we're working on building a youth website. We are working on working towards building a youth coalition back into the community. With COVID, things didn't happen very strongly like that. Doing a lot of media work. You will continue to see billboards, advertising at various venues, social media, talking about stigma, reducing stigma of people who have struggled with substance use, people who have struggled with mental illness, really talking about what the social norms in around usage or non-usage. Most people don't drink when they shouldn't. Most people don't drink and drive. Most kids are not using before the age of 21. So remembering all of those
always
components.
Great to remind us, right?
Exactly.
that most kids are good kids and doing the right thing and making the right choices.
Most adults are good people and doing the right thing.
Yeah.
So these are reminders of that. We're doing a lot of work with the Department of Health at the state level with health equity, meaning that we're making sure that everybody, regardless of whether they have access to internet or quick access to medical care, have access. So working on building that and understanding that a little bit better. I think we have a health fair coming up on June 30th. That's going to be in Bloomfield. So we're going to get more information out about that. That's next week, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
That's
so
right. Yeah.
Althea Stevenson and Amanda Evans are working really hard to get that going. So we're super excited about that and working on a strategic plan with the county and the Department of Health to really figure out what issues we need to be focusing on to make sure that access to health care is equitable for all. And so that's been pretty exciting. Our housing assistance program is continuing to grow. We've got a full-time housing stability coordinator that will be starting up this late summer. She's in training right now. And to support folks who have struggled with homelessness to maintain and stay in housing and help them make sure that they're being able to access the resources they need.
Right.
So those are some of the things that we're working on.
Just some in your spare time.
And, yes.
Yeah. When you're not planning a major conference like this, but there you go. But the one thing that I think is really, again, worth just promoting is, that positive norms and the thing that you, I think, like to remind all of us
Yes.
about. And you talk to the kids that we're talking about. This isn't
Yes.
statewide numbers. These are San Juan County local kids, what they're doing, what they're not doing.
Yes.
And I think it's really worth celebrating that they're making the right choices, and most of them are doing the right thing.
Yes.
And that's the data that you collect.
That is the data we collect. And we have sanjuancountydata.org. So anybody can look at that, and that is on our website as well. And that has the most current data for our county on multiple levels around substance issues, mental health issues, basic census information. And that is open and free to anybody to utilize any of that data in order to bring new initiatives to this community. So don't hesitate to go look at it and use it.
Right. Very good. And Julie Smith, I know last time you and I were visiting on the radio, we were talking about media and advertising and things like that and messaging to kids and making them more, I think, savvy about some of those marketing messages that maybe are a little hard to decipher sometimes, or advertisers can be pretty sneaky.
They can. So I continue to work with the Boys and Girls Club of Farmington to do Media Ready, and it's the media literacy program that we spoke about the last time I was here. I actually just started my fourth cohort with them, and that'll go for this week and next week, and then we have a fifth cohort planned for later this summer. And it's just an amazing program, teaching critical thinking and really looking at the media around them with a discerning eye, and understanding what the messages that they're seeing are really intended to bring to them. So
very good. Well, good job with that, and continue good luck with that. And the kids I know learn a lot, and I think they retain a lot of that, and so that's important to have more media savvy young adults.
Yeah, those critical thinking skills translate into all aspects, not just looking at media. Once you learn how to critically analyze and critically think about subjects, that's a transferable skill to every aspect of your life.
Very true. Very true. Well, we are just about out of time, but Anna, you mentioned that the resource fair, the community resource fair, which is being put together by kind of another related organization, CHIC, the Community Health Improvement Council, and I know KSJE supports every month as well. And so that's in Bloomfield, as you mentioned.
Yes.
333 South First Street, which is the Bloomfield Cultural Center.
Correct.
And it'll be on, we mentioned Thursday, June 30th, next week, from about 10 to 2.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay.
Yeah, and there should be kid-friendly activities, and the bus there for anybody who would like to be tested for COVID or needs a vaccine, and then resources that are available around the community.
Right. And food trucks.
I
seem to be on the theme this morning. Yeah, but I guess I skipped breakfast.
If you feed them, they will come.
That's right. There you go. Well, wonderful. And then the Creating Cultural Harmony Conference, registration open now.
Correct.
And it'll be here before we know it, because it's Friday, July 22nd from 8 to 4:30 at the Farmington Civic Center. And those CEUs are available.
Yes.
And so if that's something that you need, and this is a regional conference, and so if folks need these from Utah or Arizona or Colorado or New Mexico, they can get them here.
Absolutely.
Okay. Very good. Thank you both for coming in this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you, Scott. It's always great to be here.
Great to see you both. Thanks so much, and good luck with the conference. Looking forward to it.
Sounds good.
My guest this morning from the San Juan County Partnership here on KSJE. KSJE is supported by the Alzheimer's Association, New Mexico Chapter, with a local office in Farmington, providing free services and resources to help those living with dementia and their families, including their 24/7 helpline, 1-800-272-3900. The Alzheimer's Association, New Mexico Chapter, 1-800-272-3900. KSJE is supported by the Farmington Civic Center, bringing a full slate of entertainment to Farmington and San Juan County. The Music Man Musical, multiple performances June 16th through June 26th. The Farmington Civic Center, 200 West Arrington in downtown Farmington. Find out more online at fmtn.org/shows or at 505-599-1148. KSJE and San Juan College present the Student Success Coaching Tip of the Week.
Hello again, this is M&Chi bringing you coaching tips for the radio for week 3. We will be talking about making it a routine. So, getting yourself into a study routine is one of the biggest ways to make sure that studying becomes a part of your everyday habit. Figure out what time of the day works best for you and make a real effort to dedicate that time to reviewing notes, videos, and other related resources. Use self-discipline. Pick times during the week to try out your studying. You can try studying in the morning on one day, the afternoon on another day, and in the evening if that works best for you when there are no distractions at the end of the night. Once you've decided which time works best for you, try to stick with that time of day every day to get in the habit of studying consistently. You might wind up rearranging your routine due to extracurricular activities, time with friends, and other commitments, but be sure to prioritize your studies and get them done in one way or another.
The Student Success Coaching Tip of the Week, presented by KSJE and the Student Achievement Center at San Juan College.